What's going on, everyone? It is Thursday, April 4th, 2019. We are getting close to wrap up the week. We actually have a couple more days in sessions. As you can see, the market it started to be on fire yesterday, right? So in the morning, it had a little bit of a pullback. SPY had a pullback, bounced right back up, cracked over that 287.50. Made a run to 288, got stuffed out, and then kind of did a little bit of a cliff dive in midday going into the close. Just pretty much filled that gap up that it had in the morning. So, it took a lot of traders for a ride. I'm sure some accounts got blown up. A lot of chasers getting caught up, a lot of bag holders not cutting losses. The market has a very, very strong way of teaching lessons. That being said, let's get into our watch list going into Thursday session, right? So we have 7 on watch, starting out with TCDA. TCDA, obviously, as you can see, had this run up a few days ago and peaked out on the Friday the 29th. Started putting lower highs, lower lows. Monday the 1st. He thought it was just going to continue. Had a little bit of a fight on Tuesday the 2nd. Then still kind of putting in lower highs, lower lows. Is it ready yet? It might still fight a little bit, trade sideways, but I do like it every time it kind of steps below VWAP. So we're going to watch this thing after the session, after the morning session. If the dust settles, starts to trade below VWAP, we're going to step in and enjoy some of this backside fade. So that's what we got going on for TCDA. And this one's going to be another patient one, obviously, to the backside. Next up, we have ABC. ABC has obviously been paying us nicely. So since it's gapped up on the 2nd, putting in obviously lower highs and lower lows, trying to fight VWAP. Actually did exactly what it did yesterday morning, or actually Tuesday morning. So obviously in the morning, after it's gapped up, it tried to trade above VWAP for maybe 10-15 minutes. Some market makers scooping up some shares from buyers. Got stuffed out, trade below VWAP. Obviously, as you can see what happens there, right? It did almost identical this morning, or yesterday morning, what it did on Tuesday morning, right? So it looks like there's still some meat on the bone here to the downside. There's plenty of room for some support back in the December of 2018. Let's see what happens going into the session. See if obviously you're going to have some probably spike ups, some peaks above VWAP right at the bell, just like we had on Tuesday and Wednesday. So anticipate the same thing. Obviously, if it sustains that level, then okay, maybe it's going to start to fill that gap. But if not, if it starts to show some more weakness, step in, take some more of it down. MCK has been on a little bit of a downtrend for a little bit, and it's still kind of showing some weakness, right? So definitely like this to the downside. It has another, I'd say 3, 4, 5 points before I see some strong support to bounce off of. So until it proves otherwise, we like it to the downside. We have VRNT. Obviously VRNT, as you know, gapped up on the 28th, and it's been trading pretty strong for since its gap up. Today or yesterday was the first red day. Traded majority of the day below VWAP, so it's obviously an indication sellers may be kind of stepping in, taking over this particular stock. If that's the case, we're gonna obviously enjoy the ride on the backside and join the rest of the sellers. But this just might trade sideways and consolidate for a session or two, maybe for the rest of the week. So we'll see what happens, and if this gives us an opportunity to step in, we'll step in and keep that stop nice and tight. Next up, we have XEC. XEC, as you can see, has been in a significant downtrend for a couple months, right? Well, actually, a little bit longer than that, even since from 2018. And it's just putting in lower highs and lower lows, right? So obviously, you can see some strong selling was happening in the morning session and just kind of did a cliff dive, right? So it's trading pretty much, putting in lower highs and lower lows, showing a lot of weakness to the downside. We'll see what happens. There was some little bit of action after market last night to the upside. Again, it just might be some some action trying to scoop up some shares to unload. At the end of the day, obviously there's still plenty of room to we see some significant support, and if that's the case, we'll enjoy the ride and hop on board. So again, no need to rush these kind of trades. Obviously, you have to let the dust settle. You have to let all the orders be filled in the morning. Let trend set, and then once trend set, you can hop on board. SPR, as you can see, obviously did a nice cliff dive as well yesterday morning, and didn't touch or trade above VWAP at all. So, and I can relatively see some strong support and a few more points to the downside. So, if that being said, if it's showing some more weakness at the bell and it finds some action below VWAP, we'll end up stepping in and taking this down as well. Last but not least, we have Mo. Mo actually has a couple days. It's kind of fell off a cliff yesterday morning. It's continued its fall off, its sell off, and again, there's not really much support for a few points to the downside. So if that's going to continue, we'll be there to enjoy some of that ride as well. Since it's reached its resistance on the second, it kind of hasn't seen anything that gives you any type of indication that the uptrend is going to continue. So we might have a little bit of reversal here, continue reversal, and see how far this thing can go down. So that's what we got going on in the session going into Thursday. And that's it, guys. So if you like what we're doing here, if you want to see how we're checking these charts, how we're finding the stocks we trade, want to know about these charts or any other charts we trade, come check out the site, streettrading.com, and we'll get you sorted out with the 90-day course. All right, guys, wish you all the best. Have a great day in the markets.